All right, so I am going to do how I did this expression out. As you can see, I have done a lot on paper, but I am actually going to try to draw it out on there so it's not so, one, blurry, and two, confusing for everyone else because I confuse myself when drawing it all out. Alright, so to start, I am going to write, because my last name is Hall, so I am x squared, don't mind my drawing, y fourth times x third and y squared. Once again, don't mind my drawing. So basically, I just use like the most common exponent rule that I learned, or what I remember from learning, which is a times b times b plus c, which works for most exponents. But that basically equals a, so that basically a, b, and a to c. Rule. Alrighty. So that was the first thing I did was focus on the basic rule of exponents, which from what I remember is the a times b plus c, which equals ab and ac. So from there, I did do two different ways of doing it out. It was a little confusing because at first I did get two different answers and I was like, I don't think I know what I'm doing. But I went over, I reviewed, I did some research on it to kind of see if I'm following the rule like I thought I was, which I came up with the answer now. So that's exponent rule. But so this is also an exponent rule you can do, which is y squared x to the third, which equals y, which equals 2y. When breaking it down, it was 2y minus 4 yy. Basically, it's saying you got y squared, which equals yy. You can count the x, obviously, to the third, but y squared times x to the third equals yy, so I took 2y, just switch those around, minus 4yy, including the x to the third. So, let's see, when I simplified it down, which is that, y2 minus y forward. Bear with me a second, I'm just gonna make sure this is correct. Y to the fourth, and then I have y to the second times x to the third, right? Okay, so after that, being the rules that I used a combination of these. I am now going to go over how I solved. So we will say next page, which when I do that, perfect. Okay, so now when I did it out, I have x squared y minus the fourth times x to the third and y squared And then basically I simplified it down. I said, okay, I'm going to take x to the second, drop it down because I can keep that the same. I'm going to keep the next one to the y to the fourth the same. It's minus y to the fourth. Subtract those, and then we'll do y again squared because you have total 6y times x to the third, so you can add the x to the third in there to get the right result. And then basically my results were, when I do x squared minus y to the fourth, y to the second times x to the third, I got x squared stays the same, minus y6, so basically I combined the y4 and the y to the squared, which equal minus y to the 6 times the x to the third. Oh, that was weird. That is not what I want. Times x to the third, which you gotta add in. To the third. So let me write that out for, so this is what I got for a result. Equals x squared minus y to the 6 times x to the fourth. And that's what I got for an answer by breaking it down and simplifying it using the exponent rule. So you use a times b plus c, which equals ab ac. So you combined, basically the y got all combined together and added together, which equals 6, 4 plus 2. And then you have x times, well, x squared minus y to the 6 times x to the fourth. Let's see. So another way that I did it, when I came up with what kind of the same answer, I had 2y, and then in parentheses I put 1 minus 2 times x to the third, which would basically come out to the same thing, but it's actually more complicated. So really, like I said, all I did was break it down and just, like I said, use those exponent rules, both of them. A times b plus c equals a to b and a to c, and then another one, y squared x to the third equals yy, so that equals 2y minus 4yy, which is how I came in my answer. I just broke it down. I did like level 1, and then I took and went down to, as you can see here, level 1, level 2, break it down to adding those together, putting them into place. Then I kind of just broke it down to the next level, which is mainly the answer, but you could, I guess, simplify it even more. But yeah, that's how I broke the exponential expression that I had for my last name, Hall. It definitely is going to be a learning process learning these some more, but I actually really like this. So thank you.